A week by Gregorian calendar comes to an end every Saturday, and it has become a regular occurrence on the Word this week to take a peep into the outgoing week with a view to refreshing your memory on the major news event that occurred in the course of the week. Expectedly, the Russia-Ukraine conflict is still the major headline from the global scene as the war enters second week without any sign of abating, though Russia has offered Ukraine partial ceasefire for Ukrainians and other nationals to leave some part of the country. From the home front, the federal government of Nigeria has commenced evacuation of Nigerians trapped as a result of the waging war. So far, 750 evacuees have returned to Nigeria, and the exercise is being intensified. The Word this week will also include, but not limited to, foreign news recap, sports roundup, and the big story of the week on that Saturday special. Just relax as we take you through the lineup for this Saturday. I am Simiat Abaru, your anchor. We begin with the news segment. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. Now the news and details. Ogun State government has promised to launch the state's Light Up project that will ensure 24 hours uninterrupted power supply in the state. Governor Abeokuta stated this during the 35th Lishabi Festival in Abeokuta, saying the pilot scheme of the project will commence in Egba land. Details of that report will be in our subsequent bulletin. Making Nigeria better requires that all hands must be on deck, irrespective of religious, political, and ethnic affiliation. Former President of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, made this submission at an international symposium marking his 85th birthday. Tunde Olaniro reports that ahead of the 2023 general elections, Chief Obasanjo urged Nigerians to put principles before personality and not the other way around. His report.
Every 5th of March is the birthday of former President of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. For several years, the birthday has been marked with a symposium. This year's symposium drew participants from across the globe with an array of dignitaries from all walks of life, especially in the political, business, and academic space. The theme of this symposium is Leadership and African Narrative in Development and Progress of Africa, and the governor of Ogun State, Prince Abeokuta, was represented by his deputy, Engineer Noimot Salako Yedele.
There is a total consensus that if there is one individual that embodies the total commitment to unity and wholeness of Nigeria, it is Baba. We are proud to be associated with him, his accomplishments, and even hope for greater things to come from Baba. Even though he's 85, we are all looking forward to being here in another 5 years for his 9th year. Inshallah, in another 15 years for his 100th birthday.
Speakers at the event urged African leaders to prioritize education and seek economic prosperity of the people.
2023 is round the corner, and many are aspiring. Will we have the visionary leadership we need here in Nigeria to solve the multiple challenges that we face? Or will we have people just wanting to lead because they want to be at the top? We need to answer that question.
The celebrant, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, said people-centeredness, integrity, and solid character are irreducible minimum requirements of leadership.
The task of reversing the trend is beyond one personality, one political party, or all political parties. It is beyond professional and commercial politicians alone. It demands and requires all hands on deck. I mean Nigerians in all walks of life, politicians, community leaders, traditional leaders, religious leaders, diplomatic leaders, leaders in the academia, leaders in all aspects of government life, and leaders in other aspects of the civil society.
Baba of Africa, as he is fondly called, urged Nigerians to focus on principles rather than personality in their choice of leaders during the 2023 general election. Visionary leader, Africa's father of development are few of the adjectives that was used to describe Chief Olusegun Obasanjo at 85. Tunde Olaniro, OGTV News.
In a related development, President Muhammadu Buhari has described former President Olusegun Obasanjo as a study in patriotism. While felicitating with Obasanjo on his 85th birthday, the president said the celebrant exemplified patriotism. President Buhari stated this in a congratulatory message contained in a statement by his spokesman, Femi Adesina. The statement adds that President Buhari believes the former head of state 1976 to 1979 and former President of Nigeria 1999 to 2007 is a study in patriotism, leadership and courage, leading the country to democratic government in 1979 and taking over the reins of power as elected president in 1999. The president affirms that the former president's influence continues to resonate beyond the country, extending to the international community and multilateral institutions. As a former military and civilian leader with a strong network nationally and internationally, President Buhari extols the wisdom, insight, and versatility that Chief Obasanjo brings to bear on things, reflecting his inexperience, diligence, and versatility. On his 85th birthday, the president joins family members in thanking God for the life, health, and alertness of the former leader, praying for grace and more strength as he serves country, Africa, and the world. Similarly, a former chairman of Ijebu East local government area of Ogun State, Comrade Tunde Oladunjoye, has congratulated ex-president Olusegun Obasanjo on the occasion of his 85th birthday. In a statement in Abeokuta, Oladunjoye described Baba Obasanjo as an enigma. The statement adds that former President Obasanjo cannot be ignored in and out of office, as remains influential and powerful within the military and political circles because his opinions are weighty and well sought after both locally and internationally. As an elder statesman, he has got a fecund mind and memory and an uncommon strength and energy that belie his age. At 85, Baba is every and ever itching to go and never slowing down. The former local government boss then prayed God will continue to uphold and strengthen Baba Obasanjo in good health and live to celebrate many more years in continuous service to God, humanity, and the world in general. The presidency has explained why President Muhammadu Buhari returned from Kenya to Nigeria on Friday. Nigerians had expected him to go directly to the United Kingdom for his medical checkup after the United Nations Environmental Program at 50 in Nairobi, Kenya, as announced by his media aide Femi Adesina. Adesina, while announcing Buhari's Kenya trip, had said the president would proceed from Nairobi after the UNEP event to the UK, where he would spend a maximum of 2 weeks to attend to his health. From Kenya, President Buhari will proceed to London for routine medical checks that will last for a maximum of 2 weeks, the statement had said. But instead, the president returned to Nigeria on Friday, to the surprise of many, fueling speculations that he had abandoned the UK trip. However, the senior special assistant to the President of Media and Publicity, Malam Garba Shehu, said the president was still embark on the UK trip. It said the president was earlier expected to finish his itinerary on Saturday before proceeding to Nigeria, from where he would embark on the UK trip on Sunday. The Ogun State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Honorable Folabi Afuakpe, has described the outgone Director of Finance and Account of the Ministry, Mr. Solomon Adewumi, as a diligent man worthy of emulation to the entirety of civil servant in the state. Honorable Afuakpe made this known during a send-forth ceremony organized to honor the retired civil servant. Our reporter, Margaret Okunola, was part of the event that had in attendance state functionaries, family members, and well-wishers. Her report.
A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step, and same still ends with a step. This is the case for the Director of Finance and Accounts from the State Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mr. Solomon Adeumi, bowing out of the State Civil Service after 31 years, 2 months. The State Commissioner in the Ministry, Honorable Afolabi Afuwakwe, said it is a message to all still in service to actively wake up to their duties diligently, like the celebrants.
One with God is a majority. Continue to serve your God. Continue to do your bit.
It was an emotional moment indeed as goodwill messages poured in from state functionaries, family members and colleagues from various parastatals where the celebrant had once worked, including his present jurisdiction, Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs.
It behaves, it teaches you, he is the kind of person that will go to the ground level, to your level, to achieve the best out of you.
I know him as a dedicated officer, somebody that is loyal to the core, a detribalized person, a humble man.
A very respectable man, a man of very good character, and I just want to wish him success in his endeavors. On behalf of we the retirees, I'm welcoming Mr. Solomon Adeumi formally into our club today.
Very diligent, very resourceful, and is a man that carries people along.
Beyond, having to cope with his schedule and all that, there was something that he does that he always makes time for his family, no matter how busy he gets, and he prioritizes us.
According to the celebrant, Mr. Solomon Adeumi, civil service is a system that molds, trains, and retrains individuals to apply theories into the practical world.
Civil service is a system where when you come in, you have to learn, you have to develop yourself, you have to be assigned tasks, and you have to prove that you are competent to do those tasks.
Presentation of gift wrapped up the event. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV News.
The World Bishops' Council Africa chapter has enthroned Professor Adewale Tunde Solarin as a Bishop of Christ Mission Church International, Abeokuta. The Director of Information and Publicity of the Council, Bishop Seun Adeoye, said it is of great significance for the advancement of the gospel which the Council stands for. Our reporter, Margaret Okunola, was part of the event which was held at the church's premises in Ashiru, Abeokuta. Her report.
To God be the glory for his faithfulness so far. This aptly captures the mood of the congregation as they gathered for the 20th anniversary of Christ Mission Church International, Abeokuta, and to also witness the consecration and enthronement of Professor Adewale Tunde Solarin. The consecration and enthronement, which was supervised by World Bishops' Council, had the Director of Information and Publicity of the Council, Bishop Seun Adeoye, directing the affairs. In a message titled Sustaining the Apostolic in Integrity, a member of World Bishops' Council, Bishop Femi Bamigboye, charged the newly enthroned bishop to hold steadfastly the apostolic faith and integrity.
You are made a bishop to stand. And that's why I say, if anyone desires the office of a bishop, he desires a duty. That is the true God. That it is an office of self.
In their vote of thanks, the newly enthroned bishop and his wife thanked all for the support, also giving the assurance to deliver in accordance with the confidence reposed in them.
Our message is based on Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. So that message is message of Jesus Christ to the church and to the world.
I'll do whatever God has endowed me with to prove equal to that task in this new assignment.
Goodwill messages poured in from family, friends, and well-wishers present. Highlights of the event were various renditions and presentation of certificates to the bishop. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV News.
The Akwa Ibom state government has expressed concern over the trafficking of innocent indigents out of the state for undignified labor and other criminal activities. It added that such illegal migration and servitude was given a bad name to the state. The state deputy governor, Mr. Moses Ekpo, stated this during a courtesy call on him by the newly posted controller of immigration, Judge Didel, in his office at Government House, Uyo. In a statement by his press secretary, Mr. Ekikere Umo, Ekpo noted that the state government was ready to partner with immigration service, that's Nigerian Immigration Service NIS, to tackle illegal migration and human trafficking along its vast borders. According to ECHO, trafficking of innocent Akwa Ibom people out of the state for undignified labor and other criminal purposes was an issue of critical concern to the state government because illegal migration of the people into servitude does not give the state good image. He, however, urged the citizens to exploit the advantage of the new economic community of West African state ECOWAS, traveling cards provided by the NIS for their cross-border trading and avoid illegal migration, even as he urged immigration to enlighten the people about the new traveling document. The National Identity Management Commission has said it wants the national identity number to become a mandatory requirement for accessing all kinds of government services. This is according to the Director General, NIMC, Engineer Aliyu Aziz, who has solicited the support of the Bureau of Public Service Reforms. Aziz made the appeal when he led a delegation of NIMC management staff on a visit to Mr. Dasuki Ibrahim Arabi, the Director General of BPSR, in his office. He said the visit was to register their gratitude to Arabi and his team at the Bureau for facilitating the adoption of NIN in the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, and also the Nigerian Immigration's International Passport. According to a statement shared by the Ministry of Information and Culture, Aziz noted that the number of Nigerians who have enrolled for their NIN has risen to 75 million from a mere 7 million in 2015. He further revealed that their agency has developed the NIMC mobile app with which members of the general public can access vital information about their NIN enrollment and printout. The National Security Advisor, NSA, retired Major General Babagana Monguno, has approved the appointment of zonal coordinators for the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons. The National Coordinator of the Center, retired Major General Abadiko, announced the appointment in a statement by the head Strategic Communications of the Center, Air Commodore Ewejide Akintunde, in Abuja. Diko said the appointment of the zonal coordinators for the 6 geopolitical zones was in pursuit of the mandate of the center and to further operationalize its activities towards the eradication of illicit arms and light weapons nationwide. He said the appointed coordinators comprise senior retired officers from security agencies. The national coordinator said the appointees were qualified senior experienced officers from the security agencies selected to administer the affairs of the center at the sub-national level. According to him, the appointment closely follows the approval for the establishment of zonal centers in the 6 geopolitical zones, namely Kaduna, Minna, Maiduguri, Ado-Ekiti, Enugu, and Calabar. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabor, has assured Nigerians that the year 2022 will see peace returning to all troubled parts of the country. Irabor gave the assurance on Saturday in Abuja at the 2022 International Military Sport Council's Day Run for the armed forces and security agencies with the theme, Running for World Peace. He said the world needed peace at this time given the tension of monumental proportions on ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine and the various security challenges confronting Nigeria. According to him, peace is returning to various troubled parts of Nigeria, and the security forces have been playing their roles at redressing the challenges. Irabor said the exercise was to help the personnel to keep faith to enable them to continue the work of defending and protecting the country, adding that the job required their physical agility. Participants were drawn from the military, the police, and paramilitary agencies. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, has approved a new and improved dress code for women officers, which permits them to wear stud earrings and a scarf under their berets or peak caps, as the case may be in uniform. The dress code was unveiled at the IGP's meeting with strategic police managers. It noted that the dress code is optional, and senior women police officers have been tasked by the IGP to ensure compliance with the approved standard for women police officers who have opted to adopt dress code. According to Acting Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Dejobi, the Inspector General of Police noted that this development which is in line with international best practice, addresses the growing concern for gender mainstreaming and respect for culture and diversity. He noted that other countries that have adopted same dress code include Canada, the United States of America, Sweden, Turkey, Australia, and the United Kingdom, amongst others. No fewer than 368 Nigerian students still trapped in Sumi State University, Sumdu, Ukraine, are drinking and cooking with ice and snow following water shortage in the city of Sumi. They are part of the over 800 international students hiding in bunkers at Hostel 3 in Sumdu. According to them, their water supply was disrupted and the city plunged into the darkness since March 3, when bombs destroyed a water plant and power substation serving the northeastern Ukrainian city. The country has seen heavy fighting following a Russian invasion on February 24, and Sumi is facing heavy shelling by Russian forces. Sumi is approximately 48 kilometers from the Russian border, an area surrounded by conflict, and the bombings were reported to have resumed there at about 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. On the foreign scene, the UK government has asked British nationals to consider leaving Russia if their presence is not essential amid ongoing tensions over the war in Ukraine. With tit-for-tat sanctions hitting airlines, the government said it may not be possible to fly directly to the UK or via EU countries, but that traveling via the Middle East or Turkey may be possible. Previous advice to Britons was not to travel to Russia due to the lack of available flight options to return to the UK and the increased volatility in the Russian economy. A planned mass evacuation of civilians from Mariupol is aborted as Russia continues shelling the key southern city. Civilians have also been able to escape the nearby city of Vonovoka as protests have broken out in Kherson, the only big city to have been captured by Russia so far. Meanwhile, Vladimir Putin has warned the West he would regard any no-fly zone over Ukraine as an act of war. Ukraine's president has condemned NATO for ruling out a no-fly zone. Western leaders say they don't want to make the situation worse. Russia and Ukraine officials met on Monday in Belarusian border to discuss the ceasefire, while invading Russian forces met with determined resistance from Ukrainian troops on the fifth day of conflicts on the continent of Africa, specifically Ethiopia. The Tigray rebels attacked the Virali camp housing Eritrean refugees in Afar region as shelling killed 5 refugees. Also in Africa, the Congolese opposition is boycotting a dialogue organized by the government ahead of local and legislative election in the Central African country. Foreign News Recap has more.